and a very good day, everybody. Welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will be a VFR flight using the Cessna 337H again. For a little bit of VFR flying around Christchurch in New Zealand. I have no clue what we'll find there. We have our tour guide with us. Maybe we can have the tour guide introduce itself. Whoops, that's the wrong button there. We'll do this in a little bit, but yeah.
Hello there. Could you clarify what you'd like to know more about? I'm here to answer any questions you have about the area or aviation-related topics nearby.
Well, there you go. That's our tour guide. So hopefully he can help us do a little bit of generic information that it probably fetches online. We're using real-world time and real-world weather and the Aerosoft simple traffic tool. We have no real goal, just taking off from actually check the name of the airport because I already forgot. It's the West Melton Aerodrome. We'll just take off from here and then we'll fly a little bit towards the south east, and then we'll just head back. So we have to fly around the Bravo airspace, I believe, or Charlie airspace of the airport. There's the Christchurch International Airport close by. So we'll have to probably fly around that. We'll see how that's going to go down. Until let's just get ourselves inside here. Here we are. I also noticed this aerodrome has no charts on Navigraph at all. So if we go to flights, West Melton, charts, and there's just nothing, no information whatsoever. So I decided to at least get maybe, for instance, the 80s information from Christchurch Airport, Christchurch International. So we could try maybe 127.2 in a little bit. First, let's just enter the aircraft. But yeah, it's looking like a very good day. So let's just hop on in. Alright. That's the batteries. And turn on nav lights, and for now that would be enough. So while we are on batteries, let's try not to drain them. Not sure, can you see in this aircraft? Should be amps. Not get these batteries totally dry here, please. Yeah, so then at least we can see sort of here's the map. Let's first create a flight plan. So Zealand, West Melton. And I guess we could add waypoints, but I don't know any waypoints around here, so we're just probably gonna have to check these magenta lights that we do not cross them. And I think we should be good. There's probably not even ATC. We're using St. Engines AI, but there is none. I wouldn't know which channel. That's why I came up with the chart here. We'll also see maybe if there's like some approach or whatever. Maybe I could ask, actually maybe we could ask our tour guide. Tour guide, could you please introduce yourself for our viewers?
Absolutely. My name is Jeff, and I'm your aviation tour guide for this flight. I've got a passion for aviation history, quirky facts, and pointing out the most interesting sights from above. Whether it's a hidden airstrip, a legendary mountain, or a town with a story, I'm here to make our journey as fascinating as possible.
Alright, that's pretty cool. So that was Jeff for you. Alright, Jeff, would you happen to know if we're going to be doing a VFR flight here out of West Melton, East Melton? I forgot the name already. My apologies. So, basically, do you know if there's any ATC? Because there's no charts on a Navigraph that I could find for this airport, and therefore there's probably also no radio. Maybe there's is this area controlled by Christchurch International, perhaps? Is there any radio station we should connect to, before we start taking off here into the dark? Good, in the meantime, see if we can get the ATIS 127.2.
No worries about the name. It's West Melton Aerodrome. This airfield is uncontrolled, so there's no dedicated ATC on site, and you won't find it on Navigraph charts. Pilots usually operate here under VFR and use the standard unattended frequency, often 119.1 MHz in New Zealand, but always check your AIP for the latest. Christchurch International does control the nearby airspace, but unless you're entering their controlled zone, you'll just make position calls on the local frequency.
Okay, thank you. And what was that frequency again?
I shall
the standard unattended frequency often used at West Melton Aerodrome is 119.1 MHz, but it's always best to double check the latest official sources or the New Zealand AIP for any updates.
I cannot hear what he's saying after 119. Can you go number by number? So 119 decimal what?
Sure. The frequency is 119 MHz, so that's 119 decimal 1.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. So 119 decimal 1.
You're very welcome.
Can at least start monitoring that. Maybe something's going to happen there.
Instructions.
Let's listen to the ATIS
Advise on
information
initial
for
contact.
Christchurch.
You have information, Victor. Christchurch International Airport. Information, Victor. 0100 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 211. Wind 035 at 14. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Scattered at 2700 feet. Temperature 15. Dew point 7. QNH 1026. Transition level 140. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back.
Alright, so we can check with our tour guide 1026. So Jeff, can you help us out? 1026 is the QNH. What is that in inches of mercury, please?
Absolutely. 1026 HPA converts to about 30.30 inches of mercury in Hg for the QNH setting in American units.
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay, so 30.30 something. So let's just get the sucker
You're welcome.
started up.
If there's anything else you'd like to know about aviation or the area, just let me know.
We get the fuel pumps going. Let's get the beacon as well. And let's not forget fuel tanks. Clear prop. Okay, so we have 2 running engines. So the other one being here in the back. So that's our little skydiver too. So the frequency he said 119.1. Can dial that in.
00
119.1.
Temperature 15.
West Melton traffic, Whiskey Papa 812, I'm ready to taxi. Anyone on this frequency? Let's see, vital heat, go taxi lights. So it's pretty much uncontrolled. So it's just, and I believe we saw a windsock earlier, that will help us. There it is. And do we have anything of like a chart here, or like at least we can see the airport? Oh, so these are the runways, okay. So I guess it would be this runway. Well, let's just get driving and we'll see. So parking brake released. The left turn works, the right turn works, and the brakes also work. Cool. Then we can continue taxi. So I believe those are the Alps that we see there. I forgot the correct name, but they were called Alps as well. So I guess we can just backtrack on this runway and take off into the opposite direction. And that's more than enough. So let's come around. So it looks like we're taking off towards the west. That's okay, so that's flying away from the controlled airspace. If we zoom out, see these magenta lines. If I'm understanding it correctly, we should simply not get over those lines. So we get, basically we follow the runway heading, and then we'll take a left turn at some point, and we'll just see if we're gonna be able to get to the south. And then almost good to go. Turn on the strobe and the landing lights. And maybe at least something of a squawk. Maybe also set the heading bug. the runway heading. Come on, you little bug. There you go. Who's a good bug? Me, I'm a good bug. Alright. Let's park and brake release. Let's see if we can fly this thing. Well, the airport had like 14 knots of wind. Actually, it looks like we're taking off the tailwind now. Oh, let's go, let's go. Oops. Okay, I think we made it. Let's go gear up. I believe generally you do not want to climb like more than 1,000 feet per minute with these small aircraft. Quite a fast change of air pressure, I think, on your ears. So Jeff, our tour guide, what can you tell us about the Alps that we see on our left side? It's definitely windy, man. Look at that. Poor little plane.
The Southern Alps, visible on our left, stretch for about 500 kilometres along New Zealand's South Island and were named by Captain James Cook in 1770. These mountains are the result of the collision between the Pacific and Australian tectonic plates, which is why they're still rising today. The highest peak, Arkady Parch Mount Cook, stands at 3,624 metres and is a favourite among climbers and adventurers. Sir Edmund Hillary trained here before conquering Everest. The range is also famous for its glaciers, such as the Franz Josef and Fox, and for being a filming location for movies like The Lord of the Rings.
No, thanks, Jeff. The wind is really crazy. Like the plane is just jumping around, man. So the area that we're going to, it looks nice on the map. Not sure if we can see here, maybe. Let's get rid of this chart. So this area was looking quite nice, so thinking of checking that out. Yeah, so Jeff, we're actually flying towards the peninsula at the southeast of the airport. What can you tell us about that, please?
The peninsula you're referring to is the Banks Peninsula, which juts out into the Pacific Ocean and is one of the most distinctive geographical features on New Zealand's South Island. It was formed by two ancient volcanic eruptions millions of years ago, giving it its rugged and dramatic coastline. The area is home to the charming town of Akaroa, originally settled by the French in 1840, and it's well known for its sheltered harbours and unique wildlife, including the rare Hector's dolphin.
And Jeff, can you check, but dolphins, they're not very pleasant, right? I mean, if you ask me, dolphins are all just jerks, man, really. I mean, they look cute and all, and they're intelligent, but, you know.
Actually, dolphins are generally considered quite pleasant by most people, known for their intelligence, playful behaviour and social nature. In places like Akaroa Harbour, which we mentioned earlier, people come from all over the world to see the rare Hector's dolphins, which are unique to New Zealand. There are stories of dolphins helping stranded sailors and even interacting with swimmers.
Yes, I've heard that too, but I also heard that dolphins can actually be very unfriendly towards each other. Is there anything you can find about that? Let's see if we can get a little bit lower. We're now at 4,000 feet.
You're absolutely right. Dolphins can be surprisingly aggressive towards each other. In fact, there are documented cases of male dolphins forming alliances to compete for females, and sometimes they even engage in violent confrontations. Bottlenose dolphins, for example, have been observed inflicting injuries on each other with their teeth, leaving rake marks as evidence. Researchers have also noted that dolphins sometimes harass other marine animals, and even their own calves, in displays of dominance.
Well, thank you, Jeff. That was very insightful.
Welcome.
So Jeff, I heard the ATIS information for Christchurch International Airport, and it was like 14 degrees of 14 knots of wind. I can imagine around this area that will be pretty normal. What do you say?
You're right, winds around Christchurch International Airport are often variable and can be quite brisk, especially in the afternoons due to the proximity to the coast and the Canterbury Plains, which funnel winds through the area, a pattern that's been noted by pilots since the airport opened in 1940.
So we're flying the Cessna 337 Hotel. Skymaster, I believe. Anyway, can you tell us, can it land in like 14 degrees, 14 knots of wind?
The Cessna 337 Skymaster is a capable aircraft, but landing in 40 knots of wind, especially with a 14-degree crosswind component, would be extremely challenging and generally not recommended for most pilots due to safety concerns.
Okay, thank you, that's very clear. But let's say we're actually airborne now, as you know. Let's say we needed to fly to a different airport. How far do we have to go to get rid of these winds, you know?
Winds in the Canterbury region can be quite persistent due to the geography, so to really escape these strong winds, we'd likely need to fly a significant distance inland or across the Southern Alps, as the coastal plains and nearby areas are often affected by similar wind patterns.
So yeah, we pretty much screwed ourselves here then, taking off. So it's going to be interesting. And Jeff, is there any good bars around here after we land that maybe we could go and chill?
I'm here to share information about aviation, landmarks and the natural or historical features in the area, but I don't have details on local bars or nightlife.
Alright, no worries. Maybe you can tell us something about the birds that are in this area, so not the planes, but like the actual birds. What type of bird life can we find here? Like anything exotic?
This region of Canterbury is home to a fascinating variety of bird life, including the iconic New Zealand fantail, the bellbird with its melodic song, and the rare black-fronted tern which nests along the braided rivers. You might also spot the Australasian harrier soaring above the fields searching for prey, and in the wetlands the pukeko with its bright blue plumage is a common sight. The area is especially important for migratory birds, and during certain times of year you can see flocks of godwits stopping over on their long journey between Alaska and New Zealand.
That's so cool. And do they have cranes here as well?
If you're looking for something exotic in this region, you might be interested in the rare New Zealand falcon, or cariaria. It's one of the country's only native birds of prey, and it's known for its incredible speed and agility. These falcons are sometimes spotted soaring above the Canterbury Plains, hunting for small birds and mammals. Yes, there are great birds. Specifically, the white heron, or katuku, is sometimes spotted around the Canterbury wetlands.
Oh, sorry, Jeff, I missed that. What did you say about those cranes? Oh, let's watch your speed.
Sure. The bird often called a crane here is actually the white heron, or kotuku. It's a rare and elegant bird in New Zealand, most famously seen at Okarito on the west coast, but occasionally spotted in Canterbury's wetlands. The kotuku holds a special place in Maori tradition, symbolising rarity and prestige, so much so that it's featured on the New Zealand $2 coin.
Hey, but Jeff, a heron is a different bird, right? It's not the same bird as a crane.
That's right, the white heron, or katuku, is a different bird from a crane. While cranes are found in other parts of the world, the katuku is unique to New Zealand and is actually a type of heron, not a crane. It's admired for its elegant appearance and is considered a symbol of rarity and prestige in Maori culture.
Hey man, there's these birds, I don't know where they live, but there's these birds and they're like quite big and they can mess people up really bad. If they get aggressive and they start attacking you, you will very likely be extremely wounded and maybe you might not even survive. They're really dramatic. Do you know anything about them? Do you remember their name and where do they live? I'm curious if you know. They're like really interesting birds. I always forget the name.
You might be thinking of the cassowary, which is native to the tropical forests of northern Australia and New Guinea. Cassowaries are large, flightless birds known for their powerful legs and sharp claws, and they have a reputation for being quite dangerous if provoked. While they're not found here in New Zealand, their dramatic reputation is well earned. There have even been rare cases of fatal encounters with humans.
Yeah, the cassowary, that's a really weird bird. You don't want to meet that one. Except after, behind like a bulletproof glass or something. So Jeff, we're approaching a little bit of water here at the peninsula. I'm not sure if you're aware of our location precisely. What can you tell us about this area and the water? So I believe you said this was a volcanic?
The body of water we're approaching is part of the extensive network of estuaries and inlets around the head of Lyttelton Harbour, also known as Wakaraupo. This harbour was formed by the flooding of an ancient volcanic crater, and it's one of the most sheltered natural harbours in New Zealand. Early Maori settlements thrived here due to the abundant seafood, and later European settlers used it as a key port for Christchurch. The harbour is still busy today with ferries, fishing boats, and the occasional visiting dolphin or penguin.
Hey, so are you telling us that we're now flying basically over a volcanic crater that's simply filled with water? Which goes to show how much I know about geographics.
That's right, the area we're flying over, like Lyttelton Harbour, is actually the flooded remains of an ancient volcanic crater.
That's pretty cool. It makes me think of like flying over the surface of the moon. You know, and then you just pour water into one of the craters there. Although this is not like an impact crater, you know, this is a volcanic crater, but it's still similarly shaped, like round and deep, you know. Yeah, that's the little harbor we're flying towards. So what's the little town called in front of us? We see a little harbor, and there's a little town up against the mountain here, or the hills. What is this called?
That little town nestled by the harbour and up against the hills in front of us is Littleton.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate your input. Thank you. That's pretty cool. Look at that.
You're very welcome.
And he's so polite. What's our speed doing? I think we're okay. Not go too low. So that's one of the advantages of flying the Cessna 337 that has the wings on top. So then when we want to look out the window, we do not have to look past the wing or the big engine, you know. These are nice for just looking out the window a little bit. Obviously cannot be looking out the window the whole time, otherwise we'll just, you know, make love to a mountain all of a sudden. And you know that's worse than the praying mantis making love. In both cases you will be dead. So Jeff, do they also have the ibis? Any sort of family of the ibis bird around this area?
The ibis is not native to New Zealand, but you might spot its close relative, the royal spoonbill, in this region's wetlands. These striking white birds with their unique spoon-shaped bills have become more common here since the late 20th century.
So I think these Alps he was talking about are in the back there on the horizon. So yeah, maybe we can fly along the coastline. It sure is windy. Alright, let's take a right turn. So I like this area, man. It looks very nice. And it's just so cool that Microsoft Flight Simulator just pretty much like has the entire planet, you know, in the simulator. It's really cool. You can just go places and sort of explore. So part of me actually would like to divert and land at the Christchurch International Airport. Maybe that could be cool. There's some interaction with ATC as well, you know. But then we would need a frequency to contact them. So maybe we could ask Jeff. Hey Jeff, man, let's say we wanted to divert at some point and not fly back to our departure airport, but actually fly to Christchurch International. Which radio frequency would I need to approach them to request a full stop landing? We're hitting some clouds here.
For Christchurch International Airport, the main approach frequency is typically 119.3 MHz for Christchurch approach. Always double check current charts or ATIS for the latest frequency information before contacting them.
So 119.30, is that correct?
frequency would be set as 119.30 if it's 119.30 MHz.
Alright, so let's see if that works. And we could also check the chart maybe for Christchurch. Delivery tower, ground. That would probably be delivery then. That would be probably 1 to 8.2. I don't know. So Jeff, looks like we're hitting some industry here towards the left. But I'm not really sure. I cannot see very properly from the sky, but it looks a little bit industrial.
You're right, the area to our left is known for its industrial zones, especially as we get closer to Christchurch. From the air, you might spot clusters of warehouses, factories and distribution centres. These are a big part of the city's economy and are often located near major transport routes for easy access. The layout can look a bit like a patchwork of large roofs and parking lots, which is pretty typical for industrial districts in New Zealand. If you look closely, you might even catch glimpses of freight trains or trucks moving goods in and out of the area.
So let's say we set the Christchurch as our destination. The area to the left here, we see, Jeff, that looks more like an urban area. Anything you can tell us about this in particular? It's looking quite nice here, at least from above.
That urban area to our left is part of Christchurch's eastern suburbs, which expanded rapidly after World War II to accommodate the city's growing population. Many of these neighbourhoods were built on reclaimed swampland, and you can still see the grid-like street patterns from the air. The area was significantly affected by the 2011 earthquake, with many homes rebuilt or relocated since then.
Oh wow, man. Well, let's see if 1,000 feet, it might be a little bit low. See if we can get our way into Christchurch International. So I'm not sure if we're on the correct frequency for that, so let's see what's going to happen. This is Whiskey Papa 812, and we are 13 nautical miles to the east of the airport. Request for full stop landing.
Whiskey Papa 812, unable, no radar contact. Remain outside controlled airspace. Contact Woodbourne Tower on 118.1 when closer.
118.1 when closer, Whiskey Papa 812, thank you. So 118.1, let's have a look. Christchurch Tower, Whiskey Papa 812, we are 12.8 nautical miles to the east of the airport. Request full stop landing. Please say again for Whiskey Papa 812, what was the frequency for the tower again?
Whiskey Papa 812, Wellington approach 118.1.
118.1, thank you, Whiskey Papa 812. So that was Wellington approach. Just to confirm for Whiskey Papa 812, can we land at Christchurch International?
Whiskey Papa 812, affirm, Christchurch International available. Runways 2 and 11 active.
Alright, well, we're about to land runway 21, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 21 not available. Active runways are 2 and 11. Advise intentions for one of the active runways.
Hang on 1 second. What runway are we heading? 20. Request runway 20, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 20 not available. Active runways are 2 and 11. Advise intentions for one of the active runways.
That will be the opposite side. Runway 2. Requesting runway 2, we're entering downwind pattern, Whiskey Papa 812.
New Zealand 653, Mike, radar contact, climb and maintain 6,000. Whiskey Papa 812, runway 2, left hand, report turning base.
We'll call Whiskey Papa 812. Alright, so we have flaps.
Papa 812, say again.
Oh, no. Disregard Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, not clear what you said, say again.
Oh my god. Whiskey Papa 812, we're approaching midfield runway 02 downwind. Reporting midfield at 1,300 feet, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, continue downwind, report turning base for runway 2, left-hand circuit.
We'll call Whiskey Papa 812. Actually, I should keep them on while we're landing, but I just got tired of the sound, so we're turning off the fuel pumps. Alright, so we have to report when we're downwind. Still a little bit further. Whiskey Papa 812, reporting base leg.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 2, clear to land. Wind 035 at 14, QNH 1026.
Clear to land 02, Whiskey Papa 812. Let's drop the gear. It's a little bit high. And there's this technique, I believe it's called the side slip. And I think you'd go on your side like this and then go right rudder. But it's scary, man. And that's supposed to, so let's not break the aircraft, but that's supposed to make you descend quicker without actually gaining speed. Alright, so we got 14 degrees of wind, 14 knots of wind. I keep wanting to say degrees tonight, I don't know why. So here's our runway 02. There's plenty of runway, so we don't have to, like, completely aim for the touchdown zone, but would be nice. I think we're down. Well, it's definitely some wind, man. Got the flaps up. I have to keep on compensating for the wind. We'll have no landing replay of the landing because I forgot to record it. But it was fun while doing it anyway. They probably don't want us to park next to these very big planes. But it is what we'll do, because we're not going to be driving over the entire airport. So we're just going to take a left turn here. And we'll just tuckle away in this little corner. Right, parking brake set. That's it. There's a little airplane at this big airport. And this is Christchurch. So maybe we'll do this again sometime soon. I must say I do like the little tour guide by St. Engines AI. Oh, this looks very intimate. Not sure, maybe we should look away. And then one of them's called Virgin. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna touch that one any further. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking. And we'll see you at the next video. Everybody stay cool and funky. Bye-bye.